Jene with KCF CrossFit, and today we are going to talk about one of the most functional movements that you'll see featured in CrossFit, the deadlift. So when you think about all of the different things that we do in our everyday lives, one of the things that you do most often is picking something up off the floor. Whether it's your case of LaCroix, or if it's your backpack full of books, or if it's your barbell, if you like deadlifting and you like having a good time with that. Every day we have to bend over, pick stuff up off the floor. So today's a good day to work on that essential life skill. Charlie is going to join me in a few minutes to talk about going over the points of performance for the deadlift and how to properly execute the movement. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about the workout for today and then give you a few alternatives if you don't have a barbell and weight plates. So the way today is going to go is you're going to spend some time working up to your working set. So a few warm-up sets, start to get comfortable, warm up those legs, warm up that back, and then when the clock's at 0 and you hit 3, 2, 1, go, you're going to start with your first set of 4 deadlifts. After that, every 3 minutes for 18 minutes, you're going to hit another set until you've hit 6 full sets of 4 reps. If you don't have a barbell, there's a few different options that you can think about for today. You could use dumbbells. So if you have 2 dumbbells of the same weight, you could work on dumbbell deadlifts. Since this is going to be a little bit of a lighter weight, what we're going to do is a halting deadlift, a 2-position halting deadlift with a tempo descent. So you're going to start at the bottom, you're going to pick the weight up off the floor, pause just as the dumbbells come off the floor, count 3 seconds, then you're going to pause at the top of knee, you're going to count another 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, stand it back up, and then you're going to do a tempo descent for a count of 6 until you hit the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to give us a lot of extra time working on good body positioning, getting a little bit more time under tension than you may otherwise if you have to lighten the load a little bit for today. If you don't have dumbbells, you could do the same thing with a dowel or a broomstick or a curtain rod. Alternatively, I'm sure you've all got something heavy laying around the house, whether it's a case of water. In this case, I went ahead and filled up my daughter's backpack with a bunch of books to add a little bit of load to this. Same idea, pick it up from the ground, right above the ground, 3 count, 1, 2, 3, up to the knee, count of 3, 1, 2, 3, full extension at the top, and then a 6 count down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's no shortage of options in and around your house of things that you can pick up to get some of that deadlift work in today. The second part of the workout is going to be some accessory work. These are going to feature banded good mornings and Bulgarian split squats. Obviously, if you have dumbbells, feel free to use them for your split squats. If you don't have a bench to work off of, you can find a sturdy garden wall. Hopefully your balance is a little bit better than mine. And you can do your split squats here. Alternatively, find a chair, make sure it's in a good spot and not in a hole in your lawn like I did earlier today. Foot up on your chair, maybe a little bit farther out, and you can do your split squats from a chair. If you don't have a band for your banded good mornings, you can either use a dowel or a broomstick. Use a dumbbell that's light enough to where you can do these quickly. The goal is to do all 30 of those unbroken. Okay. Now I'm going to have Charlie come over and he's going to show us how to properly execute the deadlift. We're going to talk about the points of performance that you want to make sure that you hit, and then some of the common faults to be aware of as you're going through your workout today. Alright, I'm back here with Charlie and he's going to help me demo the deadlift for you today. So our setup for the deadlift, you're going to start with your feet about hip-width apart. You're going to have your hands gripping the bar just outside the hips. You can choose to use a full overhand grip, a mixed grip. When the weight starts getting heavier, it might let you hold on to that bar a little bit better. Go ahead and show us what a proper setup would look like from the front. Okay, so Charlie's got a nice neutral spine. You can see he's looking straight out, not straight up and not straight down. Good spine position. We'll take a look at it from the side to see how it looks. It's a little bit better to see the setup from the side. So go ahead and release the bar and turn from the side, please. Okay, go ahead and give me your setup position. Okay, so what you're going to see is he's got the bar in close to his shins. He's got a nice neutral spine position. Head is not pointed up or pointed down too far. Good angle of hips and shoulders. Hips aren't up too high, they're not down too low. He's not making this into a squat. Bar at the shin, arms are straight. Looks like a pretty good position with the shoulders directly over the bar. So go ahead and release your position. Okay, so when you're going to break the weight off the ground, you're going to want to think about driving really hard with your legs until you reach the knees, and that's when you're going to stand up in full extension of the rep. So go ahead and assume your start position again. What you're going to want to think about with the deadlift when you're going from the ground is maintaining that nice solid angle from your shoulders to your hips, so your shoulders and hips are rising at the same rate. So go ahead, Charlie, and stand that up. Okay, and back down. And one of the other things you'll notice is how straight he's keeping the bar. So he's actually starting his rep with the bar touching his shin, and he's maintaining contact with his legs pretty much all the way up to the top of the rep. So let's go ahead and pay attention to where that bar is riding up against his shins on the way up. Okay, one more rep, Charlie. Okay, and back down. Okay. So one of the other things that you'll notice is he's keeping the weight in his heels, full extension at the top, not overextended. So go ahead and give me one more rep so that I can show the full extension of the hips. So you'll see his hips are fully open at the top, but he's not overextended, not leaning backwards. Okay, go ahead and put it back down. And we'll go through some of our common faults. So some of the common faults with this setup are either having your shoulders too far behind the bar. So can you go ahead and show us what that looks like? Okay, so setting up with your shoulders behind the bar is going to pull that bar too far away from your shins to have an efficient lift. Having your hips up too high at the start of the lift, so having straight legs when you go into the deadlift, or slightly bent legs instead of a reasonable hip height. Bending your spine at the start, so you'll notice that even here his spine is rounded instead of having his shoulders back and up like they should be. And then starting with the bar too far in front of you. So go ahead and assume a reasonable starting position, but have the bar pushed out a little bit too far. So this is going to cause you to have to bend out and around when you're actually lifting the weight. Okay. One of the other things to think about is what that full extension looks like for you. So go ahead and show us one where you're stopped just short of full extension. Okay, so this is not a complete rep. Go ahead and stand it all the way up. And I'll go ahead and show us what overextension looks like. So this is going to be really hard on your lower back if you're leaning back too far. Okay, go ahead and put the bar down. Another thing to think about is controlling that bar on the way back down. So making sure that instead of crashing it to the ground, you're still maintaining that slow and reverse descent. It helps you get a little bit more time under tension and will only be helpful to you, not hurtful. Okay, go ahead and show us one more good rep. One more. All right, and from the front. And back down. Okay. Thanks, Charlie. Can I do that now? All right, so the second part of our workout is the accessory work, and that is going to be 3 rounds of 10 reps of dumbbell Bulgarian split squats, and that's 10 reps on each leg, and 40 banded good mornings. So Charlie is also going to demo the Bulgarian split squats for us and the banded good mornings. So let's go ahead and start with the banded good mornings while I grab your dumbbells. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your feet into the band around the top of your neck, and these are meant to be 40 quick reps. So you're going to want to keep your legs relatively straight, slight bend at the knee, bend over until you feel that tension in your hamstrings, and then stand it back up. 40 of those, quick succession, 3 times through. Thanks, Charlie. For the Bulgarian split squats, find a bench, find a box, find a chair like I showed you earlier. You're going to have 1 dumbbell in each hand. You're going to put your instep on the bench or the chair or the box. Keep your arms extended, and you're going to lower your hips towards the floor until your back knee either touches the ground or comes pretty close to touching the ground. And then you're going to drive through your heel on your lead leg to stand up. And you're going to do 10 reps of those on each leg. So 3 rounds through, 10 reps of Bulgarian split squats on your left, 10 reps on your right, and then 40 banded good mornings.